Hello, 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 YouTube world. Let's put the sound on my headphones. Let's see here. Microphone check a 1 2. Okay, we're good. It seems like we're good. I think we're good. It says excellent, and I like being excellent at 07:18 in the morning, you guys. Getting a little bit of coffee in me with a little bit of water first thing this morning. Got the water out. It's sitting next to my bed. Hydration, guys. Hydration. Okay. Let me jump on here real quick. And let's tell these peeps real quick. I am alive. I really, honestly, I don't think we're going to have a whole hell of a lot going. I don't think we're going to have a whole hell of a lot going this morning. News is at 9. That's like an hour and 45 away. Let's just copy this. This is my dot card, guys. You come into my dot card link, right? Copy the link here. But if you come into the dot card preview, you'll have the YouTube, Twitter, Instagrams where I do my funded stuff, where I do my my broker, and a couple of Discord links if you guys want to try to get into a Discord community. So that is the dot card. We'll look at this in a bit. Let me just get over here to the rest of the Discords and holler at my Bored Apes real quick. Bored Apes, chart. Are we in the chart? Okay, we're already there. All right. Let's get over here to the funded and members funded chat. Going live. Okay, we'll do that for now. We got one whole person in here. Who's in here? Give me a chat. Give me a comment. Give me a what's up. I'm gonna put in my chat. There is a link to my dot card, and my dot card has all the information you're looking at here on the screen. We got 2 views, 1 person still in here. So what's up to that 1 person that came in and left real fast? All good. It's all good. We're just getting warmed up, guys. 7:21 my time. News normally drops in 9 minutes, but not today. So we're just gonna hang out. We'll see if we get a couple other people to DC's in here. What up, DC? Nikita, what's up? What's up? That's weird. There's 2 different people in here, but it's only showing me 1. So that's cool. All right, guys. So we can start to dive into it a little bit here. I did not post a video last night or markup last night because I was busy. But on NASDAQ, okay, we see a double top. Now, let's just pull out. This is on a 4-hour. This is on a daily. Let's go to daily. Let's reset. And this is kind of what I like to do. Let's hide everything. Okay. We're obviously bulls. I mean, bulls, right? Huge market pumping up. Let's look at these last candles, right? This daily engulfed. This 3 candle formation here kind of topped out, right? Engulfing, 3 candle formation, 1, 2, 3, came down, did not, this candle, the wick came down, but it did not close below the body of that last engulfing. Okay, this one did. So we had a 1 push, a 2 push. We haven't had really a 3rd push down. And we still have this area of kissing candles. We still have this area down here that might want to get tapped, might want to get touched. It's really hard selling. I mean, it would be better just to, every time this thing gives you a pullback, just to hit buy. I understand that. We are in a double top situation if we come down to the 4 hours. So let's just undo these. Let's delete all this. Let's just delete all this. Matter of fact, let's just delete everything and start from scratch. We're going to start from scratch today, guys. I see this area right here as an area of interest for me. I'm going to mark that up, and I'm going to leave that for now. Let's come down to the 2 hour, and let's look at that area, because that was where my quote-unquote kissing candle was, okay? It was this area right there. So we have a sell. So let's look at this. we have the top, which would be resistance. Okay. 1, 2, triple top. This is why we don't play triple tops. All right. If I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million more. For 1, 2, 3. I mean, that's 4 times that it touched. If it starts getting to the third and fourth time, we're not playing those no more. Double tops, double bottoms is one thing. Triples and quadruples and whatnot is no good. If you start entering here, you're going to get smashed. It's pure liquidity. What it wants to do then is dip down below, take out this liquidity and this liquidity, hold this as the swinger, and then smash through the top. It's exactly what it did, guys. See this consolidating? This is just an order block, and then it dips down below the order block to take out anyone who has stop losses here and to trigger any other buys, and that's what it did, and it popped off. So that's why we do not short or buy, whatever. We don't enter the market at liquidity. That's pure liquidity. But what we're looking at now is that kissing candle on the daily. So basically we have one sell candle, which is those people who were trying to sell at this top as resistance. They're getting in the party late, and this just took off, and they're still left in drawdown if they're still holding their positions. The big money guys don't have to worry about that. They can just take the drawdown. It's okay. But we do realize that there are people with a sell candle right there that has not been touched. This sell candle then has been touched by that wick. So that has been eliminated. This sell candle doesn't count. And anything else that was left over came down and then took out that last sell candle too. So really the only version sell candle we have left that hasn't been touched is that one right there. So we're going to adjust our little area of interest to that sell candle right there. All right. And if you can see, it has not came and got that yet. So if that's the case, let's start our fib from that swing low to this swing high. Okay. And look what happens. That little area is right into the beginning of our buy zone. Okay. So here's the buy zone. Let's label that buy zone. All right. Okay, guys, welcome to the 3 people who are in here. Okay, so this then is where we want to buy, and that little kissing candle is at the top of our buy zone. Okay, so now what do we have? I would like to say that we have a double top, even though it clearly has broken over the top of it. So if we want to try to catch this short, right? 1, 2, double top, took out this liquidity. Let's see if it'll hold. We can try to do that. I would not suggest risking a lot of money on this because we are clearly in a bullish situation. We are clearly going against trend. This is not a highly profitable decision, but sometimes you got to take some risk, right? So what did we have then? If we look at this on the buy on this side, we have liquidity that was sitting here. The market took it out, okay? We have liquidity that's sitting on these double tops right there. Matter of fact, let me just start changing this now. Let's delete this, and let's start using our liquidity line. So from there to there, right in this 61.8 area would be liquidity because we have that double top. All right, we have this double top sitting right there. This was our previous tops. We're just going to move this out of the way, but that's our top over here. Okay, so we know when we're playing the double top, there's that other top, and there's the top here. It wicked above it, no worries. And what do we got here? Okay, so that liquidity got taken out. This liquidity is sitting there, so we're going to see this market push up. We can try to short it here. All right, we could try to short it right there. The NASDAQ loves the 88.6, so anywhere in between here, if the market gives us an opportunity, we can start to short. And again, we have a small stop loss. So we're not taking a huge stop loss. We're not going to take a super big risk, but then we at least have a trade there. I'd like to see, because now look, the TP extension on that fib is then the 23.6 on the bigger fib. We can actually tighten that up too right there. Okay, I mean, they line up perfectly. That's a good fib zone. All right. You also see, let's look at some little order blocks in here. We also see a consolidation in this area. Okay, that consolidation just got taken out by that move right there. So that's no longer a concern of ours. We do have this consolidation area here, right? But that's probably just Asian session. Yeah, 0 It's midnight. Yeah, so that's Asian session, so it's not unlikely for us to see that sort of consolidation. What we also see is this gigantic bull candle, and there are probably sellers trapped inside of this area. As we talked about earlier, I think it was last night actually, maybe it was Friday, there is this candle, no wick on it, but look, this came down and gave it a wick. So any sellers that were trapped in here got a chance to get out of their position with this gigantic wick here. So that has been, has negated that sell candle as well. But so there's no leftover people. The market, even though that was a strong bull, gave them this wick to get out of anything. But it's still an area of interest. I'm not so confident to say it's going to come back and get that. I do think it will eventually, but it's just something we should look at, right? There's a huge buy. There was that wick though, and that is in our 38.50 zone. So we're just looking at stuff where we could find turnarounds, and so that could be a potential turnaround spot, knowing that this was a gigantic consolidation area here. There's a lot of orders there, so, but we're not really, that's a ways away from us right now. So right now we kind of just need to stay focused on what it is we're at. So hello, all 4 people in here this morning. Thanks for joining in. This is just for training, guys. This is not financial advice. If you need a financial advice, please go see a financial planner. But anyways, so yeah, so I see this liquidity here. I would like for this to then to pop off, get up into our sell zone, and then let's take this south after it takes out this liquidity. We can start to see, come on. All right. First push, retracement. That's the second push, and now it's retracing. We're hoping it kind of does one of these and then gives us our final push down to there. And then on the internal structure, like if you really want to get scalpy, we also have, one push up. There's your entry on the second push up. I mean, technically that's a new high. It broke this one, and there's a retest and then a push up. I just don't think that's a very good retest. That's not enough. So if we're going off of here to there, I mean, technically that is a 50%. So it's close though. So yeah, technically that does count. So when I say that, when I look at these fibs, this is the way I like to build the fibs, right? You start at the bottom or the top. Okay, you build your first fib to the swing. The market needs to then come down to at least the 50%, and you'll see it does right here. So it comes down, hits a 50, but it doesn't break a high, so we're still in the same fib, and then there's your entry, 78, 88.6. So if you're a scalper, this is what I teach on there. So you find a fib, right? There's your entry right there. Now that is the low point, we move the bottom of our fib to that low point, and now we look for the next nearest high point, which in this situation would be right here, because this high just got broken by that. So now we're in that fib. Right, and there's your 56.18 rejection right there. So that fib is complete. Where's the next high? Okay, so then this would have been our low right there. Push it up. There's a 50% touch right there. And so now this would be setting a new high, and this would be the fib we're in. Now that we've already had 1, 2, 3, or 4 fibs, this is getting more risky for the buys because now it's probably getting ready to turn around. So we'll see what happens here. But for NASDAQ, we can look for sells in this area. Okay, let's go to gold because really that's the one I'm really watching right now. So let's look at gold. Let's delete this. I don't know why I have that there. Let's delete this. Okay, let's go to the 4-hour on gold. No, I don't want a copy price. Damn it, knock it off. I don't know why it keeps doing that and not resetting my chart. Okay, well then. Stupid thing. No, there it is. Reset. Okay, we got a lot going on here with a lot of different markups. I understand. So let's clean up some of this. There. We don't need that trend line. And we'll just look at this here. Okay, so what we're seeing is again, I have this little zone marked up right here because this is the tops of all these candles. So this is a clear resistance zone. Is at 2039, basically 20. We call it 2040, which is really 2039, but it's close enough, right? We have this resistance zone setting up. I wanted to see price break up through this resistance zone and either do two things: break above it and hold that candle as the swing marker, and then tank off, or break above it, take out that swing marker, right? I know it's either one, but basically break up here and then hold this area in our sell zone, which is primarily the 78.6, as the resistance to turn around. So that's what it's doing now. It broke up. I had a sell limit sit right there that it did not get touched. So on the 4 hour, we are not overbought. I really like to look at the 2 hour, the 1 hour. Again, we're not overbought. What does the 1 hour say? We're not overbought, but we were right when I had my limit at. It did not touch. We were there. But that's okay, guys, because now look, if this is going to keep pushing up, which I'm totally cool with, it will then give us another overbought or perhaps give us a divergent. Either one of those is starting to stack the confirmations for sells. So if it wants to be divergent, even better. If it doesn't want to be divergent and get to the overbought territory, I'm cool with that, because then it's also going to be on our sell zone. But we got to stay patient on this one. We're waiting for these sells, and the sells are up here at the 2050 area. I mean, we might be able to try that 2044 is where I have my sell limit. Both of these that I am in, let's say I have one sell limit right there, let's say. My stop loss is a big one. It's way up here. You know, I understand it's a hell of a lot of points from 40. It's 300 point stop loss is a lot. So just manage your risk appropriately. Don't over leverage. And then after that, we catch a sell down to here, and then we will let a runner run. So we're basically just in this. If we come back out to, let's say, the 8 hour and we reset, we're basically just in a huge consolidation zone. We've been playing in this sell fib the entire time. This 78.6 is right here by the 38.2 is actually where I had my sell limit, right in that area. Make it a little bigger. So as you can see, we've just been bouncing around up and down. So really, if we're going to play this bouncing around and through this zone thing, I want to, right here is the zone we're in now. So I'll play this short down. Ultimately, the target is up here in this green, which is where the liquidity is. So we need to figure out how to get into a buy to take out this green. I was in buys down here, and when it came up here to this area, I closed out those buys. Perhaps I should have left more of a runner, but it is what it is. I didn't lose a lot. So that's what gold is. We're waiting to find a short so that we can come down here and get back into this area to clear out these candles and clear out this bottom. So if we come out here and look, actually, I see this needs to get taken out, and probably these guys right there. Okay, so I'm looking for a sell to come down and to at least take these guys out, in which case we can find more support right here in our buy zone and let the banks put the rest of their money in. If they put a chunk of their money in here, let it come back in and let them put the rest of their money in there, and then we'll catch this up and break all this up here. If it comes down to this area, I'm no longer looking for sells here, right? Because then this is too close. It has its liquidity that it needs, and it's too close to this liquidity up top. We're going to get smashed. So I'll look for sells now, let it peak up, and then come back down. But that's it. I'm not playing it twice. All right? We don't want to mess around too much. Once it gets up here, one top, two top, if this sets this third top now, then it's going to keep going. So we want to dip, then up. I don't want to get too crazy. Where's this NASDAQ at? So it's still pushing in our direction. Still pushing. Give me 1 second. Hey, come here. Okay. Say hi, YouTube world. Say hi, YouTube world. Say hi. Your granny might be on here watching somewhere. Yeah. That's you right there. Yeah, say hi. Say hi. Say good morning. Can you say good morning? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Okay, guys. Okay, guys. What, baby? Come here. You gonna play guitar for YouTube? You gonna play guitar for YouTube? Welcome, all the 7 people that are in here. Thank you guys for stopping by. As you know, if you have a 2-year-old, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and they're gonna come in here and play guitar. Here. No, right here. Right here. Let me see. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Good girl. Play guitar. Tell YouTube you play guitar. You'll be a star. Oh, good job. Oh, man. She's playing guitar at 2 years old. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, guys. Sorry for the little intermission break there. But if you have a 2-year-old, you know what happens. So, all right, guys. So our plan is for the 8 people are in here. Hey, guys, thanks for joining. Drop me a chat. Let me know who's in here, so I can see who we got this morning. Right now, we're waiting to see if NASDAQ will give us a rejection. And actually, now that I look at this and we extend this out, this is kind of a head and shoulders. I would like to see this head and shoulders formation. And we don't normally use this. I very rarely use it, but let's use it right now. So where would be the neckline? So like right here, right? Maybe there. Maybe right there. Head. There. There. And let's see if we can get a retest. Right, down into this area somewhere. The head and shoulder. This shoulder is not quite perfect, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Left, up top to grab whatever liquidity, whatever, and trigger any sells. Down, back up here to the shoulder. So we're looking for a right shoulder to take it south. Our 78.6, 88.6 is in this area, so I'm looking to sell in this area. We're on the 30-minute. We're not overbought yet, so we're still being patient. And, yeah, that's what we're doing on NASDAQ. Now, obviously, this is a little bit of a risky position because we're trying to trade against momentum. You always want to go with momentum if at all possible. So we're waiting for that. But if we're going to start stacking our confirmations, good morning. What's up, Chris? What up, Cole? Wayne, thank you guys for stopping by. If we're going to start stacking stuff confirmations, we can start looking for stuff like this. Like, okay, there was one push. The 61.8 is right up here towards this liquidity. So maybe that's not quite done. We dragged this fib just a little bit lower. You know, there's the push. 61.8 now is a little bit higher on that one, right? So there's a push. But anyways, I want to see these candles right here get taken out first. So let's see if these candles get taken out first. I don't know if it's going to get all the way up here to our 78.6, but we'll play it as it comes towards us. With Goldie, we're waiting. We're still waiting for a higher push on gold. I guess we could try to figure out how we could get into some sort of buys, but I don't really see it right now. I'm not really looking for buys just yet. This is a 30-minute. Maybe we could draw this fib from here to here, and as long as this holds and comes back down, then we have this clear order block sitting right here. We'd want that to get taken out as liquidity and then buy up from there. Right, the buy up from right here. So that might be like a smaller internal move that we can play until it gets up really to our sell zone up there. Right, so we can look for this too. I kind of like that actually. Now that I think about it, there's the order block here. There's liquidity sitting there. There's liquidity sitting here. So if this pushes up a little bit, maybe takes out this wick and then comes down. So again, we don't want all the trades. We want just the best trades. So I mean, there is a definitely argument to be had that there is a sell sitting right there, and I understand that. But is that really, I mean, are we really trying to get into that nitpicky? I'd rather just wait and just take some of the bigger moves and the better moves. So in this situation, I don't mind waiting for a buy. If this is not going to break this top, it means it doesn't have enough power. There's not enough liquidity. There's not enough buyers in to break that top. So if it doesn't break and it starts to come back down, that's cool. Let's see if we can get into a buy down here, giving it enough power to get up into our sell zone, and then we could sell off all the way back down to here. And again, that might be a multi-day move, which is cool because, I mean, if you looked at this was on Wednesday, February 24th, and this buy is still running. So this is kind of where we have to have the patience game to know that, look, if we got into this buy here and it's pushing, that we need to have the patience to at least hold, to at least take out that liquidity. And this is the real target. This right here was the liquidity target. So if we're getting in trades on Wednesday, we got to hold Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now it's Monday, and look, it's still pushing. So we got to be able to hold those TPs. So if we catch a buy right there, then we need to be able to hold it to at least clears this wick top right there. We're going to have that. We got to have that there. If we do get a push up from here and catch this sell, then we need to have the patience to catch it all the way down here to the 19 or even like the 2000 range. So if we catch a sell today or tomorrow, we're going to have to really hold those trades until it clears out at least. I mean, TP1 at the minimum was 2017. So if we're catching a sell at, in the 40s, 2040, 2050, we're going to 2017, we got to have at least 400 pips out of that. And it should clear that. And really, it should come down into these wicks. Or if it doesn't do that, we'll have to make that decision when it comes there. But, I mean, look, there's a fair value gap right there. It's gigantic. So we'll wait for those. So that's our plan right now. Wait for this to break up. That's plan, I don't know, A or B, whatever you want to say. That's plan buy, plan B. And plan S, plan sell, as if it just cops. If it does have no momentum, we'll wait for it to come up here, and then we'll sell off. I'm not even really messing with 30 right now because we have a decent setup here on NASDAQ. Like, I like the NASDAQ sell better than 30. If we look at 30 real quick, which we can do, I mean, it's just not there yet, right? Like, double this head shoulders isn't high enough here. And there's no other previous structure, so there's not like we're in, like with NASDAQ, at least we know that this purple zone that I have marked up here is this top. So we have like a double top situation where we had a double top, it broke structure, or even if you want to say that's not structure, it broke right here. You can say it's a change of character. Okay, there's two different ones, guys. There's a break of structure and there's a change of character. Change of character is like an internal smaller move. The break of structure is when it's like clearly broken structure, like when it's clear, right? So in this situation, if you were to look at like this trend line, okay, it broke structure right there, but then it also broke structure right there. So you consider this not a change of character, that's a break of structure, it's selling off. And so this one right here isn't necessarily a break of structure, that's more of a change of character, it's an internal move. We're not quite sure that it's going to start selling off yet, but we're having an early indication. The price came up above the previous high and basically closed right back down below it, sold off, take out this liquidity. So now we have an opportunity to play the head and shoulders. We have the fib sell zone. Now we have maybe even, we're overbought, and maybe we'll get this third touch on this overbought. Because trend lines work on the charts, but trend lines also work down here as well. So maybe we can get this last touch right there. We'll see how it goes. So I just like that better than 30. I just don't think there's anywhere right now for us to go on 30. And look how it's holding this 236 fib. So, I mean, your fib's in a good spot when you're starting to hold that. And again, it's probably going to break this. I don't know where it's going to sell off. I mean, you could take out these two wicks and then hold a double top and sell. But again, that's really risky considering how strong this market is. So it's just not a smart trade. We'll just come in and wait for the smarter trades, right? We're not gonna set the world on fire by trying to play these going against the trend when it's that bullish. We're gonna get burned more times than not. So let's just chill on that. We'll wait for this NASDAQ. Again, NASDAQ is obviously very bullish, but we do have a double top situation. We do have previous structure, and we did have a sell off. So we just want to fib that sell top to bottom and see if we can't catch an entry. Because again, even if we're playing the 78.6, we have a very small stop loss. I mean, I'm willing to give it a roll to see if we can't catch this and sell off. Because then now, I mean, look at this fair value gap. Look at this 38.2. I mean, we have a really chance to catch the hella pips down here if we can get in there. I mean, there is definitely room for this market to come back down and take out and at least come 50% of all of this, right? And so that's another thing that I like to do sometimes, guys, is I'll figure out where the fair value gap is. Let's just say this breakout zone here to the first real consolidation is there, right? There's 50%, then maybe that would be my target, right? It'll come back and take half of that before it shoots back off. And again, now look, I mean, it's just not coincidence, but if we do that 50%, look what's right inside that 50%. that kissing candle that I like to talk about. There it is. There it is right there. We're on the 30-minute timeline. There's a kissing candle. So that means there's people who are selling right there. And why are they selling? Well, look at this top. All right. So they're playing this as a pullback. They're starting to sell right in there. And maybe even they have a fib from here to there. All right. They see that as a swing marker. They come down here and they're starting to jump in sales right at the 78.6 area. So as we start to dive in and start to look at the candlestick formations and the psychology of what people are doing, you know, where were people would be selling at? Where are people trapped at in the market? There's a kissing candle right there. All right. And it's also right next to the fib zone. And if we just fib this from top to bottom, right there, that's right at our 7. It's above. It's our 61.8. I mean, right above or right below our 61.8. So there's a fib zone in that area. It's not perfect, but we're starting to build up reasons why that's like an area of interest. So if we catch an entry here, we should be holding, you know, down here. Let's see if we can't catch a fucking smasher to start the week off with. I would love. There's lots of news this week. There's basically news every day this week. So let's just show that real quick, since we're just sitting here waiting for entry. Oh yeah, this is my dot card, guys. So if you see me post in the comments my dot card, this is what it brings up: a link to the YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, the funded challenge, the funded company, the Carbon Capital, the broker that I use. I've got 2 brokers, but that's the one you'll primarily see me using, and then a couple of Discord links if you want to jump in the Discord world and figure that out. If we look at news, right? So here's Monday. Red folders Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We have red folders every day with the big ones coming on Friday, which is the last day of the month. New jobless claims, all this good stuff down here. So we'll see some movement on Thursday, the last day of the month for sure. But you know, we've got news all throughout, so we should have some sort of liquidity pushing the market up and down. So hopefully we can catch this sell here on NASDAQ in the next hour or so, and then run that for the rest of the week. And the same thing on Goldie. I know you're not supposed to be buying and selling gold. Like they're usually inverse relationships, so we'll see how it goes. You got to think of gold is like a safe haven. So if the market is being risky and you're being scared about the market, what it's going to do, you're going to take your money out of the market and you're going to put it in gold, because the value of gold's never been zero, right? That's like a safe haven. So they usually are in inverse relationships, but it really hasn't been the case. Like in the last month, I've been noticing they push together, and I've been noticing that NASDAQ and 30 haven't necessarily been pushing together. They're both obviously bullish, but in any day you can see that one's going haywire in the opposite direction. So, you know, I wouldn't say it's not terribly uncommon. I mean, that does happen a lot, but it's just not the norm. It's, you know, it's 60% the time they're in inverse with gold, and they go together with each other, the 30 and the NAS. So just a bit odd. If you guys have any questions about this stuff, put it in the chats, or if you guys have another pair you want to look at real quick, because really not a hell of a lot going on right now. The market isn't open for another 30 minutes, but I wanted to get on and get prepared and get, like, you know, our situation set up before the market does open. As you guys know, I trade at this time in the morning because usually usually news when it came out. See, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30, 7:30. All these are 7:30s, which for me, I'm in Central Time Zone. This is 1 hour before the market opens at 8:30. So this is why I trade at this time in the morning, because in my opinion, the market is going to set up and give us an entry in this time frame right before news, so that when news drops, it gives a push. When the market drops, it's either going to continue that push, more than likely, or it's just going to give us some crazy wicks and then start screwing with people. But that's why we always have proper stop losses. So if it does come back and retrace, we would have either of taken some profit and move to break even, or we have a proper stop loss. It all depends. But look at all these 7:30s Central Time with 8:30 East Coast time. This is why I trade this morning at this time. All right. Today is the oddball where the news comes out at 9, and we do have news at 8:45 and 9 on Friday. But for the rest of the week, we should be good to go at this time zone. So, you know, a lot of people say, you know, let's say you go to the local gym, you play basketball. Like down the street from us is LA Fitness. And so I used to go there and play basketball. Well, I know the guys who show up at 4:30 in the afternoon compared to the guys who show up at 5:30, compared to the guys who show up at 6:30. So maybe I'm not 6 foot tall, and maybe I'm not the best basketball player, 6'5" or whatever. So maybe I need to go in there and play with the 330 guys, because by the time 630 guys roll around, those dudes are fucking junior NBA league, right? So you got to know who you're playing against. You got to know who your competition is, whatnot. So same thing. If I'm going to play this market, I need to show up at a consistent time every day and play the 7:30 news drops, and I get a feel for what's happening. On the other hand, I do not feel comfortable at all trading like 2:30, 1:30 in the afternoon, after lunch, bull push, this and that, whatever shit. I don't know. I'm doing other stuff. I don't have time for that. I haven't had time to learn those markets. That's not, for me, that time of day also is a lot of consolidation. It's just slow. It's just not there for me. So if you guys are newer or whatever, dude, show up at the same time every day. So I have some people coming in and coming out of the chat. We're down to 8 now. So thank you guys for all 8 people who have stuck by. We're looking for sales on NASDAQ, and we can get a push here in about 30 minutes for market. And then on Goldie, we're 2 things. We're seeing if we can get a push down to take out this liquidity in this order block for it to push up. But ultimately, we want to find a sell somewhere up in this area or just before it. I do have a sell limit. I'm going to put a mark on the little chart. I do have a sell limit like right about there because it did not wick me in. So if this pops off, it'll give me a sell entry here, and then perhaps I'll take another one in this sell zone up here. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it gives me a wick and then just tanks. I am in another sell on a very small position. I got in like right around here, somewhere around here. So I'm in just a bit of drawdown, but I'm not really too worried about that. Basically, that's just insurance. If it tanks from here and comes on down from here, I'll have some profit. I'm in a winning trade. My 2 other positions are one where the red line is, and I'll mentally enter another one up here if it comes down. My stop loss is way up here because that's the fib that we're working in. So I'm not going to break my rules just because it's however many pips, but my stop loss is right there because that's the 10% of that sell fib that we're moving in. So if this is the move, if this is the sell fib there, and we're just playing around inside that bigger fib, which we are, my stop loss has to be at the 1.1. So it's a hell of a big stop loss. Just manage your risk accordingly, and it's not a big deal. You're giving yourself a lot more leeway if you have a huge stop loss like that, but you just don't over leverage. It's that simple. I don't really show this too much. Maybe some of you guys can use this. I don't know. It's called Nash Markets, and this link that I'm about to pull up is probably not even the right link, but we'll see. So Nash Markets, there's a pip calculator, and there's probably more than one of them out there. Hell, Carbon Capital might even have one, but I found that Nash Markets had a good one. Basically, you input what trade, what pair you're on, GJ, gold, whatever. Yeah, see, look, it's not even working. Let me just type in Nash Markets. I'm sure Nash Markets will put. Okay, so Nash Markets, here it is. And somewhere in here, I don't know why that link's not working anymore, but anyways, trading, there was a pip calculator, and yeah, you could. So if you can't figure out the Nash Markets pip calculator, just look for a pip calculator of any sort, and you could put in your pair, you put in your account size, what leverage you want, the whole 9 yards. You put that information in, and you can basically save that information. And so therefore, all you got to do then is put your entry and where you want your stop loss at, and it'll give you what lot size you need to use. It'll also tell you if you put your TP in, it'll tell you what your R to R is. I can't if I can type today. Pip position calculator. Let's see if that'll pop up. Well, I mean, I guess there's one on baby pips. Nash Markets, trade smarter with the Nash Markets and affiliate. I wonder what the baby pip one. So look, guys, if you guys are new too, if you guys haven't, oh look here, U.S. dollars, account balance, risk percentage, stop loss, currency pair. Let's just try this. Let's go to gold. Probably be the bottom one. Of course, it's not even fucking on here. I guess it just wants to do currencies, not gold. Not my beloved Goldie. All right. Well, you have to find another one. Nash Markets is a good one. If you know, maybe I'll figure it out later, and tomorrow when we have a video, I'll post that. Anyways, Nash Market. So therefore, you can just automatically calculate your position size, and you don't have to worry about figuring it out on the run. Or, you know your account size. You just know, like, hey, for this account, I'm entering in at a half a lot or a 0.1 or 0.005, whatever your lot size is, and you just know that that's a rough estimate of where you should be at, and you just use that. What you could also do too, what I'm a fan of, is especially if you get into a situation where you're having slippage and you're entering large lots, is orders multiple small entries, and you can then stack your entries. So let's say, for example, we want to buy, right? I have one entry there for a buy, right? And then I could put another entry right there for a buy, and another entry right there for a buy. And you say, okay, if altogether I want a full lot, well, there's a half a lot, there's 0.25, and there's a 0.25. And then you know for your full lot, hey, well, I would like to take TP right there. And for your first, TP2 would be right here. And then you can not even put a take profit for your third one, your last, or you could just set it there. And now you don't have to manage a trade. You know that when this hits, boom, you're out of your first trade. There's your big position. Your half a lot. Your quarter lot's going to hit TP2 right there. And then your third lot's all the way off. Your third quarter, you know what I mean? I guess it doesn't make sense, a third quarter, but your third position. Stack your positions, all have the same stop loss, have different TPs, and then you can go to work. Then you can go do what you want to do. You don't have to worry about managing the trade. So that's also a very helpful hint. Maybe one of these days we'll get into back trading into ForEx. I haven't had any pairs. What are you guys' favorite pairs of trading ForEx? Put it in the comments. Let's look at a ForEx pair. I think back in the day it was UJ for me and UCAD. God, I used to kill UCAD. I had a string one time of UCAD trades. It was probably 10 or 15. I don't even know how many trades it was. I'm not going to lie. I don't know how many it was. But it was just, man, one after another is fucking banging. And I couldn't believe it. So let's look at, this is GJ. No, this is UJ. So if we're going to start getting into Forex pairs, look at that 78.6. Jesus, that's perfect. Look at all this BS. Delete all this BS that I was looking at. There's the fib right there, guys. There's the fib right there. Look at that. 78.6. Smash that entry and gone. Man, that's an entry. That's why I love these fibs, dude. The fibs don't lie. Top to bottom. There's the retracement. And look, I mean, you're holding that trade at least till this area. I mean, that should be, because then if you have a, but again, this is, if we look, low, high, higher, low, there's no reason to close this out early. This is going to set a higher high. I mean, if you wanted to fib that sell off from there, right? You're in the 88.6. You would just be now hitting your sell zone for anyone who's trying to sell. So you just now be taking your TP. But man, oh man, that is a smoker. 1,600 pips. Good God. Maybe I should start looking at Forex more often. Let's delete all this shit. All right. You guys have a pair? Are you guys in the comments? I see there's 9 people here. What pairs do you guys like to trade on Forex? We've got a little bit of time. We got 28 more minutes till market opens. Let's look at some Forex pairs, see if we can't find a day trade. Find a swing trade. All right. So let's just delete all. I'm just going to delete all the shit from before. All right. So we now that this is setting a new high. So there's nothing there. ECAD. I'm just going to delete all the stuff. So ECAD, sell, double bottom. There's the low. There's the thing. Look at the liquidity get taken out. There it is. Boom. So we're really, ECAD's kind of in the middle of nowhere. GU. You want to look at GU? Yeah, we'll look at GU. Give me 1 second. We're about to get there. EJ. High. Low got taken. We actually might be able to try to swing this trade. Right? Look, and so we also have oversold, overbought, touching the third time on the overbought on the 12-hour. Let's see if we can't find us a sniper entry right now on EJ. Yeah, EJ, basically all the pairs, Chris. Okay, let's see here. Where are we at on this 1 hour chart? Overbought. Okay, the fibs are telling us this is that purple line should be the 88.6. I don't know why I drew the fibs so damn big. Okay, so let's tighten this up. All right, so there's that, and let's tighten this up. There's that. 1 hour. So we're not at the 8. So now we're at the 88.6. Overbought. Let's see if we can't figure out. Way overbought. Somewhat divergent. So I mean, technically we could just enter now because our stop loss is so big, and we know we're going to get at least a push back somewhere down, right? So if this is overbought there, now we're coming. The RSI is getting smaller as it's pushing up. I'm willing just to enter. Yeah, why not, right? Look at the 5-minute divergent. Overbought. We have a lower RSI, but the price has been higher. So let's just enter. Let's just try this. Let's just try EJ. I don't even have that on my thing. Yeah, I got to go into like the whole market watch thing and add EJ. Okay, so EUA J. EURJPY. There it is. EJ. Give me a second. Chart window. Templates. Load my template. And of course, there it is. So what are we on the 8 hour? And this is going to take like 20 minutes for the fucking thing to load the template. I mean, that 8 hour though, dude, look at that 8 hour candle is strong. Look at that 8 hour candle though. So I mean, we might get into a little drawdown. Maybe it's going to want to take out this top, right? But we'd want it to hold that. So again, if we look at the big time frame, 1, 2, we're getting these push ups back to our liquidity. Once it catches liquidity, it does this, right? And this, and then is gathering liquidity, gathering orders, hopefully for another one of these, right? I don't have a lot of confidence this is going to break the high because look at this just back and forth movement. It didn't just tank off. So hopefully we can get an entry here and it just tanks off. When it just builds and builds and builds like that, it's in my opinion, it's just building up liquidity below, because then look, then you can have all the trendline guys, you know, now we're going to have liquidity sitting there, liquidity here, and it's going to need a break and come down. So you can either wait until it breaks liquidity, or you can do what we're doing and entering now. I do normally, if you're a trendline person, I want to see this happen and then go, because I want this trend line to be as close as possible to the top, right? So look at the gap between where the trend line is now and where we're at now. The gap is too big. So I wouldn't take a trend line entry now because it's too small. I would take it in this area though, right, where the trend line is much smaller. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter now. The charts is being retarded. I don't know why it's doing that. All right, so I'm in a sell now. And let me pull the fib out so I can set my stop loss. All right, what's my stop loss? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so then I'm going to put the TP, guys, right there. So my TP now is going to be from there. You know where the stop loss is. My TP is going to be this right there. That's my target, is that first liquidity, because it could hit that and then find this bottom as a support and then continue on. So there's that first one I entered right there. We're gonna see. We're just gonna let this run for days. I'm not even gonna overanalyze and manage. I'm just gonna let it go. Let's delete all this stuff, and we'll just leave the trend line up there for the hell of it, and we'll delete that as well. All right, guys. There's an EJ. We saw a GU. We'll look at GU real quick. At the same time, you guys, if you scroll them back and forth, let me know if y'all see something on NASDAQ. It's almost an all-time high now. I consistently watch these, waiting for a good entry like what you are looking for right now on EJ. Yeah, I mean, if it is at almost all-time high, then that could be a double top turnaround flip situation. So again, we play double tops. We have no problem playing double tops. Yeah, it's not all-time high. All-time highs over here, which is no big deal. So I mean, it's just only thing that tells me, it means this is not completely uncharted territory. That we have had situations in the past, like in 2008 when it was this high, which is kind of comforting because guess what happened when it got this high? Look what happened. It fucking smashed. It tanked. Sorry for dropping F-bombs. It just comes naturally. So. And then look at the same situation here. We had a build up, a smash through. Now it's just slowly building back up. Let's see if we can't. It's worth the try. It might break. It might continue to pump up. But man, that's a good sell off. And now the market's pushing back up to that area. We can play that. We can play that because we can play W's or M's. Excuse me. We can play M's. That's not against the rules. The triple top. And the quadruple top is against the rules. GU. Let's back out on GU. So here we are in GU. We're selling. Fuck, it might be a good time to sell, buddy. I mean, I have this box here, which makes me think that 1 push up, 2 push up, kind of like, I mean, this is on a much bigger chart. Obviously, we're on a weekly chart right now. Okay, we're on a weekly chart, so we got to keep that in mind. So let's come down to the daily. So even on the daily, I have that box there for a reason, right? And there's the reason why I have that box there. So on GE, we just got to be patient. It's not there yet. It could be because, look, we're at the 61.8. This 61.8 almost matches up perfectly with that other 61.8 on the the weekly chart, right? See how it's close? And so that's what it's doing. It's rejecting right now. So if we come down now into like a smaller time frame, right? So what's it doing? It's rejecting, lower high, double top. This looks to me kind of like this is a consolidation getting ready for distribution. So if we minimize the screen, let me show you on my background on my computer. This is what this is, right? This is the Wyckoff. All right, we're in the consolidation range. So this is reverse. So we turn this upside down. Comes in, it consolidates. What we're looking for is this spring. Take out all stops and then, right? So that's what we're looking for in this. Now, if we look at this on this area like this, okay, it's distribution, okay, into a consolidation zone, right? You could say that maybe that's the spring, but I think that's kind of like a fake out, okay? So now what are we looking for? We're looking for a spring to take out all of these people, right, and then go. So if we don't, that's what we're looking for here, and that's why I have that fib there. So that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the spring to smash up, take out all this liquidity sitting here, and then we're going to enter on the opposite direction. Now what will happen, according to Wyckoff, is this will come through, it'll pull back into the bottom of this area, and then continue to go, right? So let's look at the background again. And that's what this is. Break of strength, break of structure, which is the breakout. Come back down, retest and go, the support, and then go. So that's what we're expecting on this situation. Well, that's what I think maybe is going to happen. Again, these are all maybes until it actually does happen. We can sit here and look at it and prepare ourselves. So there it is. And now what we're waiting for is this to come back out, find this bottom as the retest, and go. So let's catch the sell up here, the 78.6. So if you're on a GU, I know that we trade a lot. Let me know, man. If I forget to look at it, let me know. Say, hey, yo, dude, that GU 78.6 you're talking about is in the area. Where are we at on NASDAQ? Okay, all that charting is just taking up space for us to really figure out if this thing is going to give us an entry. I wonder if we should just put in a limit now. We should probably just put in a limit now. All right, let's just do that. So we don't have to fucking babysit it. NASDAQ. All right, we're on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 30. All right, so what I'm doing is just fibbing top to bottom. I'm going to put my entry at the 88.6. I need a bigger lot size than that. Right, like one hair below the 88.6. And then my stop loss, I'm just going to type in a random one and then adjust it. So 18162. That's not the real stop loss. I just got to adjust it according to the fib. So my stop loss is right there at 10%. And then I'm going to go for TP2. I'm going to go for this right here. That's going to be my first. That's where I'm putting my TP, really. On my fib, it says TP2, which is 61.8 full extension. In that area, 17750. Let's type that in. 17750. Again, then I'm going to modify it. It's basically pretty much on the tits. All right, bingo. That's right in that consolidation area as well. It's right into this area, right there. All right, so there's the limit for the NASDAQ. I'm not messing with gold 30, and Goldie is selling off, which I'm not mad because I'm already in the trade. It kind of sucks that I didn't get this entry though. I missed that entry by what, 2 or 3 pips. That kind of blows. Yeah. So if you see, I missed that entry right there on gold. Look at that. But I do have this smaller one right there, just like a little baby entry. It is what it is. All right, so gold selling off. But again, now look, if this is going to happen, I'm not saying we should scalp this, but there's your first one, right? Maybe we could. I still don't like that. I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. We're just going to get rid of those thoughts altogether. The thought that I was having was re-enter the sell. But that's not a very good thought. We don't want all the trades. We want the best trades. Let's fib this here. We might be able to get us a buy here to take it back up to our sell zone. So we'll be looking for a buy right in this area if we can get down there. We'll see what's going to do. Dude, the gold is just, look at this sideways action. How many days now has it just been going sideways? It started this crap February 24th, Tuesday. So since from last Tuesday, we've had no action on gold. We've had no trades. We've had nothing on gold. It's been striking straight sideways. So this is where the patience, sitting on your hands and waiting, comes into play. They say is gold will make our money by being patient. And we had to be patient all week last week on it. Definitely a swing trade. Yeah, EJ's a swing trade for sure. So if gold's going to sell off, then we're thinking that maybe NASDAQ will buy up, right? Inverse relationship. EU, let's just look at UCAD. You got every fucking pair in the world up there, dude. And to Chris, I would just, select 3 or 4 of those. If you're also going to do NASDAQ and gold and 30, then maybe pick one of those. It's too many pairs. You can't trade that many pairs. You can, but I don't expect you to be, good at any one of them. Find a pair that you like. Go back to your history. If you have my FX book, go back to your my FX book and look at see which one you've been killing lately, and stick to that one. That's kind of why I got out of trading ForEx altogether. Is because I just spend so much time on NAS30 and gold. I don't have time to look at these pairs. But UCAD in the past has traditionally been really profitable for me, so we'll take a look at it. Okay, we're just gigantic fucking consolidation zone again. If we're in a gigantic consolidation zone, it's not a big deal. The market's just not trending, which is okay. We can definitely play this non-trending market. Not a big deal. So what do we have then? We have a high here. This is kind of like a double top. We had a low, and it did not set a new lower low. So this breaking The fact that this top broke that top maybe is an indication, because now this low, now this didn't get broken. So, right. So low, high, higher, low. So now this is going to start maybe buying up, at least till back up in here. Okay. And if we're playing the dollar strength wise, let's look at the DAX real quick. DXY, excuse me. And we're right in the middle. So this, as you can see, it moves in waves. Bottom, maybe this is going to push up. If this keeps on pushing up, this would make the UCAD continue to push up. Do I have the Canadian dollar? I don't have the Canadian one on there. But so if that's going to push up, then this dollar is going to push up. So then our job then is to find how we can get in a buy. So off the top, I'd be looking for this. Again, this is, it's been so long since I've traded this pair, but there's your 50. Look at all this consolidation. Look at all this liquidity sitting here. So that's our first buy zone. So maybe we could enter a buy there, or we could enter a buy in here. So I'll continue to monitor UCAD in the next couple of days, but with this doing this choppiness up, 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 I think this is setting up for a sell-off. It's going to be setting up for a sell-off, all right? And so then we should probably try to double bottom this buy, and that's really the only way we can take. We can't take sells because we don't know where it sells at, unless you want it to be a trend line seller, right? And you want to try to find an entry on that trend line somewhere for a sell. Maybe you do a trend line like this, and that would be the trend line that you're looking to break, which is that's not a bad call. You know, that's not a bad decision, because high, 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 it's still setting higher highs, it's still setting higher lows, but you can see the strength is kind of parabolic. And I don't know, is there a way to draw a curve? I know there is. Where's that curve tool? Where is it at? It's right here somewhere. Arc. Yeah, curve. You can see that we're starting to get one of these actions, right? So it's not inconceivable this is losing strength. So we could, you know, if you want to be a trend line trader, that's fine. Break that and then sell off, knowing that there's liquidity sitting here and here. There's this wick there, and I'd like it for it to come in and get into this area right there. This is the order block that led to this gigantic buy off, led to all this buys. So I would rather just wait and catch that down here and go. Right? Because you don't know. I don't know. No one knows if it's just going to do one of these to 38 and then go. Right? Or if it's going to come down to like the 50 and then go. We don't know. I mean, I see this as liquidity down below, so you would think it would at least come to the 61.8 and go. We don't know. But we're just going to sit in our hands and wait on that one. But that'd be the buy. It'd be the buy there. This is screwing around. We got 9 minutes, all right, guys? So we're going to wait till market opens and see what happens at market open. But I'm probably not going to be here till like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. If we don't find an entry within the first few minutes, 10 minutes of after market open, then we close computers and come back another day. It's Monday. Monday, Tuesday is usually continuation of the previous days, and then Wednesday look for a turnaround. It doesn't always happen that way, but you know, this could be a slow Monday. And also too, like it's not a bad idea not to trade on Mondays, because then you get to see what the market's doing. You get a flow. Are we still bulls? Or we start looking for a turnaround? You can start taking your entries on Tuesday. This is the joys of live trading. Everyone says it's so fun and so sexy and so exhilarating, but you get bored as shit like this right now. So we're at 8:22. We've got market open in a few minutes. We're to see if we can. Our plan is to see if we can get a sell on this NASDAQ. Again, I would almost say that this is the first of the Elliott waves, because it didn't break until right here. So I would almost fib that top to bottom and say that that's the first break of the Elliott wave. All right. Let me get this centered up. So if that's the first break of the Elliott wave, we can delete this sell fib because we know where our sell zone is. Our sell zone's right there, right? So let's just clean up a little bit. Sell zone. So this first push Retracement, it hasn't hit the 50 yet, so we would like to see this come back down and hit the 50. I mean, I guess technically you could say that was the first push, but let's just use this one. 38.2, so it's holding that fib. This holding this 78.6, so let me know that's a good fib zone, a good fib area. The TP 61.8 is right here where this liquidity is, so it's giving me further confidence this is going to push up. And if we start a new fib from there to there, again, 61.8 is right where liquidity is. So it's giving us indications that this is going to come at least touch this. And that's where we need to start looking for our sells. On the 15-minute, we are now overbought. On the 30-minute, we're not quite there yet. We still have some more room to push on the 30-minute. And again, first push, second push, I'd like to see a couple more waves to get us up there. Gold selling off. Fuck me. Yeah, I've shown you guys before, but look at that. Fuck. How much did I miss that buy? Seriously? How much did I miss that buy? It's not even going to show it now? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but look at that. Sometimes there's too precise. It is what it is. Waiting game. The joys. Hydrate, guys. I wonder if there's anything else I could talk about. Is there any other? I mean, we've done the Wyckoff this morning, which doesn't happen a lot. We've gone over Elliott waves a million times, but if you guys just want to hear it again, or if you're new, I know we got 10 people here. Look at the Elliott waves. Elliott wave, three-wave formation, right? My favorite wave in this three-wave formation is the second leg. So what I like to do is fib that second wave, find an entry wherever it may be, and then target the extensions for TP, TP1 and TP2. All right. The other way to do that is what's called a trend base. You see my tool here, trend base Fibonacci extension. I don't really like using the trend base Fibonacci extensions, but this is how you use it, right? Top to or bottom to top, and then you pull back to where the other bottom is, let's say 78.6, and then it gives you the extensions for TPs, right? So the one, basically all is just doing is it's just taking this move. This is why I don't really like it so much, because it's taking that move right there, right, from the bottom to the top, and it's just planting it right here. Come on, dude. Stop doing this. All right. And it's just planting it right there. You see, that's how it gets the 100%. So it's saying if this is the move right there, the original box, top to bottom, then you just put the bottom right where it pulls back, and then you expect to get the same for your TP, that's your 1%, your 100%. And then your 27% extension is right there. Now, so if you go back to our original move, so this is how the trend-based Fibonacci extension works. This is why I don't really use it that much. This is your original 23.6 extension. Now look, there to there, and I have it as 27.2, but it needs to be 23.6. I can actually change that, but you get the idea. It's just superseding this move over onto that one. So it's just copying, which I don't know. I don't trade that way. Me personally, I like to go off the Fibonacci's off of this, the percentage off the actual first move, instead of just moving the second move over to that one. I don't do that. My boy Stefano does do that. That's his way of trading. He uses the trend base. I don't. Hello, all 10 people. Thank you guys for joining in this training session. This is not financial advice, but if you are just joining in, we are in a sell on gold. Oh, I was been in a sell for several days. We were looking for another entry here. It didn't quite get there. We are looking for a buy. So we're looking for this Elliott wave to complete. First push. We're looking for the second, and then a third into our buy area. And then after that, let's delete this. And then we're looking to take that buy, hopefully right here at the 78.6, up into our sell zone up in here. And then we're going to be looking to take sells all the way down to here. Okay. So we're going to play those risks. Play that. I should probably delete that sell limit that I had. Matter of fact, I'm going to move that sell limit that I had because it didn't hit. It's no longer valid. Let's be smart. And let's fib this top to bottom like we should. All right, fib that top to bottom. I missed that opportunity. I'm not going to chase it. Now we're going to move the fib to 78.6, which I actually have an alert set right there, which is smart on my behalf. Okay, so what I did now is I did have, as you guys heard me say it earlier, and I showed you, I did have a sell limit right where that red line is. I've just moved that all the way up to here. So that's where my sell limit is now. I missed that trade. It is what it is, guys. Well, no FOMO. No FOMO. So now we're waiting for the 78.6 right here to get tapped into. And on NASDAQ, is it coming up? Okay, here she comes. So again, the price hasn't left, guys. It hasn't left the market. We're not worried about it. When we start to see this ding, ding, ding right here, we know that price isn't going anywhere. Like, okay, it's not going anywhere. We don't need to stress out. We don't need to panic. We had some waves come down. We had some consolidation. So now we're going to have a wave ups, right? It hasn't left. I do like the fact that it had this strong sell-off there, which lets me know that there are sellers putting money in the market. So let's see if we can come back up and jump in when they put the rest of their money in the market. Guys, they can't put all their money in at once, right? They have to have someone on the opposite end of these trades. So if they're going to stack in and they're going to put, a couple $100 billion, whatever it is, I have no idea, but if they're going to stack in some sells and it pushes in, then they're going to need these people here to start buying back up. All these bulls that are caught up in this situation need to start buying back up. So these people that were buying down here are probably taking profit. Okay. Then they start to stack in some sells. And now they come down here for these people to start stacking in some buys, like it's doing. All right. There's market open. There's our buy. And let's see if we can't catch a sniper entry on these sells and come back down. I mean, that's the plan. We'll see how it works out. So we're just going to concentrate on this and gold for now. Gold selling off. It is what it is. So if gold sells off, this buys up. It's all good. If gold sells off, we also have, we should be looking for a buy, right? So let me pull this fib out, delete this, and our buy is from there. Again, guys, so what I realized the other day is my trading view doesn't perfectly match up with my broker. So I'm going to do the markups on trading view. But I really need to be double checking all of those buy limits and all that stuff on my broker because they're not the same. I've missed trades because of this. So 1996 area is where I'm putting my buy entry, and 1977, which is way too many pips. It is what it is. For my stop loss, actually 1978. We're gonna risk about 5% on that guy. Yeah, I know. Don't tell me over risking. I don't want to hear it. And then our TP would be 20. Let's make it 2045. We'll be a little conservative. 2045 on that TP1. So if we hit that TP1, it'll be 15%. So it's a 3-to-1 trade. All right. So we are looking for that sell-off on gold. Something's wrong. Hold on. That's not right. Excuse me. I'm looking at different charts. Are we trying to catch? This is on a 30-minute. This is on a 2. That's the problem. My bad. Erase all that what I said. We're playing here. So now my entry is going to be buy limit at 2021, stop loss 2013. This is a much better, risking way less, risking 2%, and then my TP should still be the same. which it's not, it moved. And this TP then needs to be right here at 2046. Okay, so risking 2% for 7%. I'm sorry, I've got so many buy limits and sell limits and all this shit on here. So I'm selling there, but I've also got a buy limit there, TP there. Okay, I think I got it straightened out now. NASDAQ, I only have one, and it looks like it's rejecting that liquidity zone. Look, so we come in here to let's just zoom in a bit. It looks like it's starting to reject that liquidity zone, which is cool because I still think it's going to hit it. I still think it's going to take it out. And look, guys, if it doesn't, okay, if it doesn't take it out right now and it gives us a push down, okay, that's perfectly okay. Perfectly okay, because then what? It's a clear double top now. Now we know for sure that it's going to get taken out. So then we're just more patient and we'll find a buy and we'll target this area for our next sell. So if it wants to leave that hanging up there, let it. Let it. All right? Because now we're going to see that we have these double bottoms right here for liquidity as well. Okay? So then let's just mark that off. Again, we're flowing with the market, and we're going to, react to it. So if that's going to take out that as liquidity, what is this then, guys? We go fib this top to bottom. All right. And then we could try to look for a buys in this area, primarily at the 88.6 right there. We'll look for a buy. We'll have a small stop loss in this area because then it'll take out this liquidity, come down, hit our 88.6, which also takes out that last sell candle, which has already really been taken out from this guy. But you also see these three wicks in here. All right, we see these 3 wicks right inside there. I don't really particularly like that we have those wicks there as well. It might dip lower, but we'll need to figure that out when it gets there. So as for now, it's either going to do 2 things, right? If it buys up, we sell in this area. If it buys off, then we can look for this liquidity get taken out, and then we start looking for buys somewhere in this area down here. So we'll figure that out when it gets there. All right, so that's what we're playing. Goldie. Where are we at on Goldie? Selling off. No big deal. We're waiting for to buy right down here. So we're waiting for it to come down to our zone. Again, that's a solid wave. Look, 1, 2, all right? So maybe we're gonna have a little push up and then we'll look for our third. So right now, as it stands, we like to fib our second leg. Maybe it's gonna come back lower, but look, our second leg TP is 23.6, 88.6. I mean, it's right here at the 88.6, right? And that's also those kissing candles, but I like this area better. I don't think gold doesn't really like 88.6, but look at this little area right there, which is right above the 78.6. So we'll look to get into those buys right inside of this area, right there. Support, turn to resistance, and if we extend this out, it also happens right there as well, and it happens right there as well. So look at that. Support, consolidation right in this area, support, broke through, gave us a kissing candle, came back, touched it there, bingo. You get the idea. So that's the area we need to really look at is 2022 area. That's the extension. That's the TP extension on that second leg. If this retraces, maybe it goes a little bit lower. I don't know yet. But right now, that's the extension. So right there would be almost like a perfect sniper entry at 2022.9, basically 2023. I think I have my entry a little bit lower. Yeah, I have mine a bit lower. I'm at 2022.6. Okay. Which is all good. It's going to hit it or it's not. No, excuse me, I don't. My buy limit's at 2021. Perhaps I'll just move that up just a tad. Yeah, I'm going to move that up to 2022 and a half. That's going to be my entry. I would rather enter just a hair too early and not have a super sniper. Or if I lose a trade, I'm only losing, a couple more pips. It is what it is. So that's my entry then. Modified to 2222 right in this area right there. Right, basically right between the extension and the 78.6. So we've got that set as a limit. We have our limit set on NASDAQ. Our job basically is done. Because if it hits the sell, we're in. I guess we could set a buy limit down here, which would be smarter, honestly, because we're trading with the market. We would have to manage that more. I just don't like the NAS. I do like the buy, but when you look at it on the chart and I look at it on my broker, I just see all this consolidation, and there's just a really good chance that it might come down and sneak a little bit lower. So I'd rather let's just concentrate on the sell. I just like the sell better with the head and shoulders. But to be honest with you, the smarter trade is probably the buy. But I'm going to hold my bias, being stubborn. And that's it. So basically, guys, our job is done. This is why I tell the guys that I trade with, or we have the conversations. We can't be on here all day long. We got to make smart decisions when our brain is fresh. Right now, our brain is fresh. We did everything we could. We've looked at the market and we've analyzed where we think it's going to go. And now we sit and wait. Right? We don't want to overtrade it. We don't want to overthink it. We don't want to overanalyze it. And we want to do this as we're fresh. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. If it does hit and we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. This is just the risk that I'm willing to take off of my analysis. You guys do what you guys have to do. This is just for training. It's not financial advice. But this is the time where you start closing it down and shutting your computers, and let it do its thing. All right. This is where you don't want to start getting scalping, and you don't want to start over trading and this and that. So basically, guys, if this hits our sell, this is a one trade for today. That's the one NASDAQ we have. That's the one we're willing to take our risk on, or I'm willing to take my risk on. That's it. And same thing for gold. If it gets into our buy, we're good to go, because I don't think it's going to get into the sell now, because look, it's selling off. So our sells that we're looking for up here is not going to happen right now. It's the buy. So we've made that decision. We see what the market's doing. We're reacting to the market. Let's hit this buy. And that's it. That's our one trade for the day. One gold trade, one NAS trade. We're not even in them yet, but we're not freaking out. We're not FOMOing. We've made our decision. We've done our homework, and that's what we do. Our job is done, guys. Our job is done. We're not over trading. And I was telling the guys earlier about FOMO. This is my feeling about FOMO, and this is my feeling about getting angry when you lose trades. When I was a new trader, I get fucking pissed about losing trades and losing money. But as I started going through this journey of meditating and praying and just having a better realization, I realized how good life is. I realized I've got a car and a truck, a boat, a house. Who cares? Who cares? I have a family. I have a beautiful daughter. Who cares if I lose a trade? There's no FOMO, because I'm not missing out on anything. Life is not at this computer. Life is out there, right? Life is in there listening to cartoons. I'm sure you can hear it in the background, right? That's life. You're not missing out. If I miss a trade, who gives a shit? I'm not missing out. So when you start to shift your focus away from this trading, this is auxiliary stuff that we're doing as a passion of ours, that's great. But it's not what life is. Life is not this. And so there is no reason to have FOMO, because we're not missing out on anything, right? We're missing out. Perhaps what we're missing out is real life. Maybe some people are trading too much and they don't call their moms or dads, or don't see their daughter enough, or whatever, right? That would be the FOMO. And the token, you lose a trade, who cares, man? Chalk it up to experience, chalk it up to a lesson, meditate on it, write it in your journal, use it as power to be better. There's no reason to get mad for losing a trade. Just don't over leverage. It's okay. We'll be back. We'll be better. It's all right. All right. So yeah, there's no anger. There's no FOMO. There's no revenge trading. None of that shit exists. If you have a good mind space and you do your meditation and you do your prayers and you're at where you need to be at, then all those emotions, you might have them, but then you quickly realize they go away. And if you do the morning routine, like I tell the guys to do the morning routine, when you do the meditation in the morning, you leave all of that shit yesterday, and you start off every day with a brand new day, right? So the bad decision or the bad trade or whatever happened yesterday, or your girlfriend pissed you off or whatever it is, who cares? You rinse that shit away and you leave it in the past, and you wake up for the new day. We don't carry that baggage on. And same thing for trading. We don't want to carry the baggage of losing a trade last week. I lost trades last week. I'm not perfect. I sure did. Oh well. Guess what? I'm back here this morning. Back at it. Back in the batter's box. It's all good. So that's my motivational talk for you guys for today. We see the wick up, which is letting us know that, it came back up here and gave us a clear double top. So now this is fucking licking our chops for a target. This is licking our chops for a target. So if it does come down, this is giving us a reason to buy. If this does come down, perhaps I'll be looking, we'll have to see if I'm looking for a buy in this area. But for me, honestly, probably not. I'll just wait until tomorrow and see where the market is tomorrow and set up, because this might set up another, this might come down here and stall and dick around, and then I'll wait for this break below and then come back off. Well, thank you, Shiva. Thanks for joining in. I don't know if I remember seeing your name in the past, but thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping by. Please, if you haven't, like and share, comment, all that good stuff. We're trying to build a YouTube page. Buying the same range. There we go. It's not coincidence, man. It's not coincidence. If you think about where the fibs are and you think about what the market's giving us, it's just for me, it's a smart decision. We have the Elliott wave pushing down. We have a new higher high, right? We had a low, but this high broke out. So maybe we're having some bulls step in, right? And I'd really like to catch a sell up here. And we look at it on a higher time frame, I think the market needs to come up here. So how do we do that? We get into buys until it gets there. Then we flip this around and we sell off. So if you are just new to follow me, I look for where liquidity is. I look for where the market needs to go to get liquidity, to get people out of trades or to screw people out of their trades and whatnot. And if you ask me, that is in this area right there. The ultimate target, I think, for gold is this green area up top. Like this top, that's a triple top. That's 100% pure liquidity that needs to get taken out. Now, I don't know that if it has enough power to get there right now. So if this is going to dip, come in here, we can buy back up and to target this area. But again, if I see and I'm thinking of liquidity, look at this guy. Look at these wicks, look at this guy. So hopefully, I'm thinking it's going to take these guys out and then start to consolidate, come back down, take out whatever liquidity we've set up down here, and then it has enough power to clear out all this and keep going higher. So I'm looking for buys to come up here, looking for sells to come down way down here, take out all this crap, and then that would be the buy that I'm going to hold long time to take way back up here, right? And look at this gigantic wick we have over here to the left. Like, this needs to come back up in here, right? So we're going to play this ping pong game of looking at where liquidity is and looking at where the market needs to go. So now buy up to get into here. Let's reject, come back down here, take out this low, then buy, and then we'll see where it's at up here before we start turning around. I just don't know. I just don't think that it has enough power to take out all that liquidity right now. I think it needs to come down, dip first, and then give us a go. So there's that. All right, guys, our job here is done. I'm basically closing the computer and walking away. I'll look at the stuff, but I don't think I'm gonna take any more trades. I'm probably not gonna take this buy on NASDAQ, and I'm waiting for the buy on Goldie if it gives it to us. If it doesn't give it to us and it consolidates for the rest of the day, it is what it is. I'm not going to force the trade. We'll just sit in our hands and wait. So as of today, we have no trades, but we have some limits set. Our job is done. It's going in almost 9 o'clock, 15 minutes after the market opens. This is when you close the computer and let it do what it's going to do. All right, guys, thanks very much for coming on. It's been quite a while. We joined at like 7:20-ish. We've been on here for like an hour and 20 minutes. So thanks, guys, for stopping by. This is for training only. It's not financial advice. If you guys please share, please comment, all that good stuff. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, please comment, and I will try to maybe make a separate video just for you that covers that particular topic. But I think if you look at my videos in the past, most of those questions are probably answered as far as Elliott and Wyckoff and the fibs and how I build the fibs, all that good stuff, and how I stack the fibs on top of each other for confirmations and whatnot. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. Help me build